It's October as Burkina Faso marks the second anniversary of the coup that brought to power Africa's most loved and vibrant leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore. The man who has fulfilled more than 80% of what he promised the people of Burkina Faso as he swore to lead the West African country 2 years ago. In this video, we highlight all the key developments attained in the 2 years. The developments we are about to discuss here will leave you longing to migrate to Burkina Faso, if not wanting to summer slum your old puppet leaders. Before we get started, a polite reminder, if you are new, please like and share the video so that we reach as many Black people around the world. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that YouTube notifies you every time we upload a video like this. So let's get started. After being sworn in as the president of Burkina Faso in October 2023, Captain Ibrahim Traore pledged to dramatically improve the security situation in Burkina Faso and uplift the social, economic life of the Burkinabe people. Seeking new alliance and throwing to the bin the old French alliance that had milked the economy of the country for decades and orchestrated many complex security situations to keep the West African state on its knees. Many people around the world could have felt he was joking, especially given the dirty record of African puppet leaders who simply promised their people while eating with the Western colonial robbers on the same table. Captain Ibrahim Traore is a different breed of leaders. Within the 2 years, his government has launched plans to develop a holistic railway network across the entire country. The project, termed Faso Rail, will link all the provincial capitals across the country to boost trade and economic growth. This amazing project is planned to stimulate trade, improve transportation infrastructure, and reduce the cost of goods and services across the country. The project, that is 75% government-owned and 25% open to private investment, will establish a railway manufacturing and assembly plant in Bobo-Dioulasso. The project will also see Burkina Faso manufacture train wagons, produce and lay train rails, and process steel waste in the country. Amazingly, the government of Captain Ibrahim Traore aims to complete the project with 18 months with a total budget of 70 billion CFA francs. This project is projected to boost trade, create jobs, and improve the overall quality of life of the Burkinabe people. Over the 2 years, the government of Burkina Faso, under the guidance of Captain Ibrahim Traore, also launched the Burkina Faso Atomic Energy Agency. The agency aims to strengthen the country's energy sufficiency, as announced by President Ibrahim Traore during the Africa-Russia Summit in 2023 at St. Petersburg. This new investment in atomic energy will see the West African country construct a nuclear plant to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and traditional sources of energy while accelerating industrial development, improving access to electricity to thousands of Burkinabes who have lived in darkness for decades, and overall economic growth of the country. Burkina Faso has partnered with the Russian Atomic Corporation, Rosatom, to realize this huge dream. The corporation aims to utilize nuclear energy to improve the country's energy production, healthcare, scientific research, and industrial applications, while enhancing Burkina Faso's capacity to manage nuclear technology safely and effectively, paving the way for substantial economic growth and technological advancement. Imagine how a 35-year-old president now becomes the champion of Africa's nuclear energy, when we have had puppets ruling African countries for more than 30 or 40 years without anything to show to their people. The government of Burkina Faso, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore, is undertaking the development of an integrated pharmaceutical park in Kokologo. Once completed, the park will be the biggest pharmaceutical park in Africa. According to President Ibrahim Traore, Africa needs to be self-reliant and must stop importing medicines. Rather, they should be made within the continent. The government of Burkina Faso has already secured land, and groundworks are ongoing for the project code named Pharmaceutical Technopole in Kokologo. The 5-year project is projected at a total cost of about 70 billion CFA francs. The project, that aims to improve access to quality health products for both animals and human health, will also avail a number of jobs to the youth of Burkina Faso, besides boosting the economy and studies into new medical technologies. When you hear this kind of development by a young leader like Ibrahim Traore, you feel you want to slap your old puppet leader who has been in power for decades with millions of unfulfilled promises, right? Captain Ibrahim Traore is keen to making Burkina Faso a self-reliant country by promoting local production and discouraging imports. Burkina Faso is one of Africa's biggest gold-producing countries, whose gold has been flown away, resulting in missed business opportunities. The government of President Ibrahim Traore has undertaken an ambitious initiative to establish a domestic gold refinery. The facility will increase national revenue through value addition, create jobs, and ensure that wealth generated from natural resources remains within the country, thus accelerating economic growth. Burkina Faso also produces large amounts of tomatoes that have traditionally been exported to Ghana and other West African countries where, as the country imports tomato puree from European countries. To reverse this trend, President Captain Ibrahim Traore launched the construction of a tomato processing plant in Burkina Faso. The plant will ensure creation of jobs, value addition to the country's tomato, and reduced reliance on imported tomato puree, hence fostering economic growth. Within the 2 years of leadership, Captain Ibrahim Traore has launched the mobile health clinics that are offering free healthcare to the most rural areas of the country. The mobile clinics are equipped with state-of-the-art technology to conduct cervical cancer screening, radiology, and general medical care. Under his leadership, Burkina Faso has been able to complete its biggest hydroelectricity dam project. That promises to increase access to electricity while reducing reliance on fossil fuels. The dam is also estimated to provide some 24 million liters of water annually to boost agricultural production in the West African state. The completion of this dam project means increased industrial production that will provide jobs to many Burkinabes, a move that will help improve the overall quality of life of the people of Burkina Faso. Following years of insurgency in the country, most of the upcountry sides of the country had been cut off from the capital. Captain Ibrahim Traore has committed to redeveloping the country's infrastructure, even in the areas that were cut off and devastated by insurgents. Using military convoys backed by engineering brigades to open roads to countryside locations like Djibo, which was once totally cut off from mainland Burkina Faso. Other key road projects include the Ouagadougou-Kaya highways and Ouagadougou-Bobo-Dioulasso highways that will boost the country's trade with its neighbors. During his speech at the Africa-Russia Summit in St. Petersburg in 2023, Captain Ibrahim Traore highlighted the need for food security for the people of Africa, if Africa was to compete favorably with the rest of the world. He did not just speak like many African puppets have always spoken. He put his words to action, launching agricultural mechanization projects, with the government of Burkina Faso procuring tractors that help farmers till their land for free. The project additionally provides high-quality seeds and fertilizers to farmers at subsidized prices, ensuring sustained agricultural production and food security for the country. This development is improving Burkina Faso's food security by more than 50% over a period of 2 years that this young, energetic, and Pan-African lion has been in control of the state. Before we delve into the security development of the country, let's first summarize some of the key economic developments that Captain Ibrahim Traore has delivered in Burkina Faso over just a period of 2 years. Well, you may already know that Captain Ibrahim Traore launched the Central Bank of Burkina Faso. Gone are the days that France conditions the Francophone countries to deposit their monies with the French Central Bank under the control of the Minister of Finance of France. France can only do this to Francophone countries ran by puppet leaders, not Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Civil servants in Burkina Faso have received salary increments ranging from 10 to 50% over the 2 years of Captain Ibrahim Traore's administration over the Sahel country. The big question is, where is Captain Ibrahim Traore getting all this money from that is doing things that the puppet leaders had failed to do for decades? The answer is pretty simple. African countries are rich and they have the money. What they lack is the will, and that is what Captain Ibrahim Traore has. Remarkably, bold like a lion, Captain Ibrahim Traore's government abolished the use of French as the official language of Burkina Faso, reducing it to a mere working language. This move is bold and true of a Pan-Africanist who has a purpose for the liberation of not only Burkina Faso, but Africa at large. One of the biggest challenges that faced Burkina Faso before the emergence of Captain Ibrahim Traore and subsequently led to 2 coups within a span of 1 year, was security. As the country constantly faced attack by Islamist insurgents, cutting of parts of the country from the capital and holding citizens in parts of the country like Djibo hostage, denying them the chance to have access to humanitarian assistance. The insurgency also caused lots of death not only of the civilian populations, but military personnel and officers as well. When Captain Ibrahim Traore emerged, he was clear-minded and knew exactly what needed to be done to reshape the future of the country. His new alliances with Turkey, Russia, China, and Iran proved very effective, after acquiring new weaponry and training by the Russia-Africa Corps. The Burkina Faso elite forces have been able to wreak havoc on insurgent groups, subsequently reclaiming parts of the country in the gold-rich region of Djibo. Many small towns that were cut off by insurgents from the capital have been reclaimed and reunited with the fatherland. But just how was Captain Ibrahim Traore able to change the security landscape of the country in such a short time? Being a military officer with vast field experience, he knew that intelligence gathering and advanced weaponry was what lacked in the ranks of the Burkinabe army. This is exactly what he looked for from Turkey. Introducing the advanced intelligence gathering drones, backed by advanced weaponry from Russia and China, and advanced training of the military personnel to wreak proper assault on the insurgents, Traore also cherished genuine cooperation and united fight against insurgents through the alliance of the Sahel states, where the 3 sister countries have jointly coordinated operations against insurgents. His ability to gather intelligence has seen the number of attacks dramatically reduce and perpetrators arrested, including his predecessor, currently in exile in Togo. Mid this year, Western and Arab powers who underestimated the zeal of Captain Ibrahim Traore to leader Burkina Faso were coiling their tails between their legs, arriving in Ouagadougou one after the other, sending ambassadors and recognizing Captain Ibrahim Traore as the true legitimate lion leading Burkina Faso. Bold and never intimidated, Burkina Faso broke diplomatic ties with Ukraine and ordered their ambassador to pack and leave the country after the former was proved to work with forces seeking to destabilize Burkina Faso in sister Sahel states. Now look back 2 years and list down what your puppet leader has done in your country. Compare and contrast. Then share this video, like it, and we will meet again in the next video.